Anything you would change or?
No, you know what? I mean, if you want a tomato soup, this tastes tomato.
Sure.
But I love that the roasted pepper, I would still probably add 2 jars of roasted pepper, but it definitely has a little bit of bite, but it might be because of, instead of just paprika, I added hot paprika, but also the few crushed red pepper flakes I
Right.
added into this. But if you don't like that little hint of a spice, then, you know, delete it. But I like it. It's
good. It has
it's a
lots of
rich
flavors.
soup. And it's not a creamy one, but yeah, do you like
I
it?
love it.
Well, hi, I am Amy Roloff, and I'm in my little kitchen, and we are going to do Cooking with Amy. So how you can do that is that you can go on to the website or sign up through social media or whatever when we have a Cooking with Amy session. And I'd love to cook with you. Now, Cooking with Amy is that I can cook, you can watch, we'll chit chat, or if you want, you can do the recipe along with me. It's really up to you, but I try and pick recipes that aren't too difficult, that are kind of easy to do online, because this is not a professional, you know, cameras and all that. We're just doing it on Zoom and through my iPhone. So anyway, I love doing Cooking with Amy because I love to hear with you guys. I love to hear from you guys. I'd love to see you. And so if you guys got any ideas of recipes that you would like to do with me, I would love to hear it. Or recipes that you would like to have from me, I would love to know. That would be so exciting because, you know, I don't know, sometimes I get stuck too as to what to make. So what we're doing today with Cooking with Amy, and this video will go out, is that we are going to do a version of my tomato soup. So my rustic tomato soup recipe that's out there. So it's very similar to it, but I'm going to incorporate roasted red peppers into it. And the reason I wanted to do that was because I think roasted red pepper adds a little bit of sweetness, but also a little bit of that smokiness. So you can vary some of the herbs or spices that you use with the tomato soup. But anyway, that's what we're gonna do. And instead of the full-fledged grilled cheese sandwiches, because come on, tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwiches, they just like, they're so together. I thought it'd be kind of neat to do, instead of a full-fledged grilled cheese sandwich, like a 3-cheese, very big, like bruschetta or sliced bread cheese that you could still dip, but go with this tomato and roasted pepper soup. So we'll give it a try. It's a variation, it's a version, and that's what I love about cooking. Sometimes it's trial and error, sometimes it works, sometimes you want to tweak it and stuff like that. So why don't you come along with me, and we're going to be making tomato with roasted pepper soup and grilled, no, 3-cheese grilled, I'm calling it bruschetta. But hey, okay, so let's get going. Hi. I don't think I can hear you.
Hello.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
We're so good.
Now I want to know who is Rosanna.
Okay, I'm Rosanna. I'm coming around.
Okay, great.
I'm Rosanna. Can you hear us though from there?
I sure
Yes.
can.
Okay, great. Let me try to turn you guys up if that's okay.
Okay.
I'm Kaylee.
Okay, so you're Kaylee, raise your hand. Kaylee? All right.
Kaylee, raise your hand maybe. I'm
Oh,
Lacey.
good. And you're Lacey?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, hey, I hear you guys are from Florida.
We are. We're getting prepared for a hurricane.
Well, I
yes.
was just about to ask you that. I have a nephew that lives in Port St. Lucie, and they're on the Atlantic side. So I'm not sure if they're going to get any of it. But I do have my dad's sister who is still alive, and her husband. I think they live in Kissimmee.
Kissimmee. Mm-hmm.
Is that by
And-
Is that more
Or-
by Disney World
Yes.
or by Tampa?
It's by Disney World, more by
Okay,
Disney
so
World.
maybe they'll get some kind of storm or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably will get more than what we do. We're in the middle of the state, but
Okay,
we are supposed to get, 40 miles an hour winds and a lot of rain.
Oh,
can I say that you guys are used to it, or each
We
one
are
is very different?
Absolutely. We're used to it.
Really?
I've been through
Hurricanes.
probably 5 hurricanes where we've had no power for 18 days.
Wow.
But nobody's had any life-threatening anything, so that's good. And our homes managed through it. I mean, we had a lot of repairs, but that's all.
Yes.
We board up the windows.
I'm sorry, what was that?
We board up the windows.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
wow.
No, that's like, I mean, you guys get all that wet stuff. I mean, occasionally you guys have gotten some fires, but I don't think it's an often thing in Florida, but unfortunately out west, we deal with fires all the time, and some of these towns out where we're at, man, such
Yeah.
devastation.
Yeah, very dry.
Well,
Yeah.
let me ask you a question, because normally I have like 3 other people on with me, but it's just you guys. So how special is that?
Yes. Try
That
to-
is awesome. Woohoo.
But I first of all, I want to say, ask me any questions you want. Anything about cooking, I'll tell you whether I know or this is what I do. It doesn't make it perfect or right. Cooking to me is really about a feeling about, and it depends on how often you I mean, I've cooked since I was about 14 years old. And so some of the things I do, I'm not a chef. Some of the things that I do, I just know that's what you do, but I don't necessarily know the reasons why. And so that's
Maybe
where,
experience, maybe from your
Yeah.
prior experience.
prior experience. And sometimes that's why I would like to just attend some cooking classes by a professional
Sure.
to give more of the reason why things work. So with
Sure.
that being said, I would like to know, why did you want to be a part of this?
So I love you. I think you're awesome. I've
I
read your
appreciate
book.
She is pretty awesome.
We watched Little People Big World from the beginning.
Yeah.
And then I'm a Food Network fanatic. I've been to every 71 and food festival that they've had. I go
Wait a minute, have you really?
Yes, I love it. So
I
I've
would-
met pretty
I
much
would so
everybody on.
love to go to one of those, and I know in Florida they have some.
Yes, you will love it. I go every February. It's worth every dime. It's a little expensive, but it is so worth it. I've met everybody. I've met Emerald. I've met
Wow.
Rachel Ray. I've met pretty much everybody that's on the Food Network. Bobby Flay, Michael Simon. So
Okay,
it's pretty
you
cool.
are motivating me to one day go to one of those.
Let's
You
do
have
it.
to, and I will meet you there and show you all about it, because I've done every event that they have there, so it's worth it. You will enjoy it very much.
Oh, I'm emailing you.
You're not old enough. You have to be 21. So we made everything that you had on the recipe. We're not quite completely done yet. We still have to immersion blend the soup, and we still have to finish cooking the toast, but we tried.
Oh, no, perfect. Because I have done nothing.
We've
Along with you.
We'll be able to watch you and figure out what we did wrong.
No, soup, to me, soup, you really can't do anything wrong with. The only thing to me you can do wrong with soup is, and this is a version of my rustic tomato soup, and I've made that multiple times. So I kind of changed the recipe up a little bit. I almost want to say add 2 jars of roasted peppers. And here's my jar of roasted peppers. But looking at it, it's like, okay, you're not enough for me. You're not enough.
Right. So I had a jar about that size, and I added the whole thing. So
Yeah, and so to me, it's like you're just not enough roasted peppers. I think
Right.
I need 2 of them.
I thought about
And that to me was one of the issues with me cooking, because usually I just wing it. I'm like, oh yeah, throw a little bit of this, throw a little bit of this. So actually the hardest thing for me to do is when I come up with writing the recipe, because I'm like, oh boy, what does a tablespoon look like? Because I'm just
Right.
throwing it in.
Right,
then
and
when
that's how I've been taught to cook too, by taste,
Yes.
pretty much.
And so, I thought I kind of knew the size, well, 14 ounces looks, kind of a lot to me, but I happen to have a 12-ounce jar. And I'm looking in here, it's like, okay, you may only be 3, maybe 4 peppers in here. And by time you roast them in that, they might be, when they stick them in a jar, it might be a half a pepper. So you really only got 2. And by time you roast it and it cooks down, so I'm thinking 2 jars. And a lot of times with cooking, to me, it's like, if you like it a little more garlicky, add a little more garlic to it. I forgot to get out my lemon. It's in the refrigerator now. I had 1 big onion, and I'm looking at this recipe. It's like, well, I should have clarified, because some people are really recipe like orientated, driven.
They are, yes.
And I'm like, okay, what does 1 onion mean? Some people would be like, well, what does that mean? So I should say 1 small onion, because the thing is, to me, if you use too big of an onion, then you have too much onion flavor, and that tomato and roasted pepper flavor, won't come out in it.
Right.
What was the other thing? So I only use half of this great big onion.
So
I always
I did about half, probably about half of the size that you have there.
Yeah, because I thought, no, this is too much onion and stuff. And then I forgot to put on here too, is if people don't like to garnish with parm, a really neat thing to do with this soup, just like you would do with tomato soup, is take sour cream or a very soft, I don't use creme fraiche often, so I think it's soft, but you could just do a little dollop in it and swirl it a little bit and just sprinkle it with chives. Or, so to me, cooking is, there's some right and wrong to cooking, obviously, but it's forgiving. Cooking
Sure.
to me is forgiving. Baking is a whole different program.
I agree.
Because
I
you have to have
I do the sur la table. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
what?
Sur la table. It's a cooking store that we
Oh,
have.
sur la
down
table.
here. Yeah, so I always say it wrong, I'm sure. But
Oh,
they
so
have
do
cooking
I.
classes there, and I took macaroon class.
Oh, yeah.
Did pretty good at the class, but then when I got home,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't do such a great job.
Yeah. No, it's boy, I wish you lived where I did. I would love to go to these cooking things with you.
Yeah, that would be.
But baking, to me, the biggest thing about baking is your dry to your wet ratio.
Sure.
And I
Yeah.
have a harder time understanding that, because when you look at a banana muffin, how many versions of banana muffin can you have? I'm
Right.
thinking you have flour, you have wet ingredients. So anyway.
Okay.
Well, you guys have already done this. Let's get going. I need a spoon here.
So I got these Parmesan. So I bought these Parmesan cheese crisps that like are little crackers of Parmesan cheese.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I thought about putting that in it after we're done,
Yep.
like instead of a crouton, put those in there.
Oh, see, to me, that's perfect. And I hope I did one of these option things. See, that's what happens.
You did say something on there about sour cream. You did put that
Oh,
in there.
okay. I was looking up on the grilled cheese thing, or the grilled cheese toast. Croutons? Did I say croutons? Oh, yeah, sprinkle soup with croutons. Okay, got it. No, I've done that before too. I've made my own croutons, and to me, I think it's fabulous because you can monitor the salt a little better than your store-bought croutons.
Sure.
I was going to say, I really like using tomato paste. It's got that rich tomato flavor to it. And sometimes when you're using canned tomatoes, I just like to enhance it. And that's why I put tomato paste with this. The other, oh, this is why I needed the spoon. Oh, yeah, okay. When I'm making tomato soup, an easier thing that you could do, I think you still need an immersion blender. I love an immersion blender besides putting the stuff in a blender, because to me, that's like too much work, too sloppiness, and stuff
It
just
is,
gets
I
all
agree.
over the place.
Yes.
You could go ahead and use crushed tomatoes too, instead of the whole tomatoes. And that's a note
Sure.
I'll put on this recipe as well. So I'll give you an updated version if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So I've got 2 cans of crushed tomatoes because I didn't realize I didn't have any tomatoes that were whole. So I've got 2 cans of crushed and 1 whole. So anyway, we're gonna wing it. I really like fire roasted tomatoes. And so I just thought, okay, we're gonna add a can of that in there. I'm gonna make a note in this recipe too. If you need to add broth, to go ahead and add some broth. Usually with your tomato paste, that'll help thicken up the soup. But if you want your soup not as thick or something like that, then add some broth to it. So I'm
I
gonna
did add, I decided to add the vegetable instead of the
Oh,
chicken. What,
yeah,
what does it,
vegetable.
what would be, why would you choose chicken versus vegetable? What's your thought about that?
Because I think chicken broth is a little more subtle for tomato soup, or vegetable broth. You have that extra vegetable flavor. So to me, it depends on how you want to enhance the tomato soup, the tomato roasted pepper soup, without adding some of those other flavors. I find that chicken broth is a little more mellower, I guess, in that flavor.
Okay,
So
that makes sense, yeah.
And the thing is, I added vegetable broth, which, you know, it's fine. It will still taste good, but you can also make this vegetarian without using chicken broth as well,
Right.
you know. And I always like to add, and it's up to the people or the individual. I always like to add a hint of sugar, but I like brown sugar over white sugar because white sugar to me is a little more sweeter. But brown sugar just has more of that like rich, molassy, rustic kind of thing. And you just need a little bit in order to take some of the tomato acidity out of it.
And I did add it.
Pardon?
And I was gonna ask you, what if we accidentally put too much? Is there a way to come from that, or?
If you added too much, did I put down lemon in here?
You did put lemon, you did.
Okay, you could do a little more lemon juice to it. If you want to add a little more like somewhat spicy flavor, I would add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce to it, a little drops of that, because that will enhance the tomatoes and some of that acidity that hopefully will lessen the sugar. Now, how much did I put for here, sugar here?
You said one
1
teaspoon, I
tablespoon.
believe, or tablespoon, yeah.
I think I'm probably gonna do, I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon because this is a lot of tomato. Did you find it too sweet? Have you tasted it?
No, it tastes okay, right? It wasn't that sweet. It was good.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
a taste tester, so.
Well, good. Lisa so graciously has traveled so far to come out and
It's
do
not
this
that
with
far.
me. Yes, it is.
Yes.
She lives like 45 minutes to an hour away.
That's
Oh,
not bad.
wow.
I mean, she is across the Willamette River. So I'm on the west side, she's on the east side, and traffic in Portland is a nightmare now.
I think it's so
all-
great that you guys are such good friends and stuff, you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
It's
listen,
hard to find really good friends anymore.
Oh,
Things
you know
that are
what?
true.
you know what, that is so true. Because we're very similar, but we're different in a lot of ways. We think a lot alike, but we also think differently. And just to have those conversations without us each, you know,
Yeah.
too many people nowadays have a hairy fit because you don't think exactly like they do.
Right,
Right.
right.
But she is going to saute my carrots and onions.
Okay.
What thing?
I don't think Lacey's a very good taste tester because she loves everything.
Oh.
I like
But you know
spicy
what?
stuff.
I like spicy stuff. I'll eat anything basically.
But
Not,
sometimes if you like everything, then just pay attention to why you like it and why you don't, but you still give it a try. Because you would be a very good discerning person. Like, this is good, but you know, it's a little too much salt. This is good, like, okay, I would add this to it or something. You would be very, very good. But you also,
I was gonna tell Rosanna to add something to it, but I forgot what I was gonna add to the soup.
oh, you were going to add something to the soup?
Yeah,
Well,
Salt and
think of-
pepper, nature seasoning.
it just
I-
We
needed
eat a
a
little bit of nature seasoning in the house.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, if you think about it, let me know, because I would love to hear that. Absolutely. Is this on? Yeah. 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 Yeah, sorry, I should have had that going. Normally, I don't have people that have already made it. And they usually make it along with me, or they just watch, which is absolutely fabulous.
That's okay, yeah.
The thing I'm gonna ask, Lacey and Kaylee. Kaylee, what grade are you in?
6.
Sixth grade, wow. Is that junior high out there or still elementary? Or middle school?
Middle school.
And Kaylee, what grade are you in?
You mean Lacey?
Lacey, I'm sorry, Lacey.
9th grade.
Ninth grade, wow, the big high school. How's that going?
Well, actually, in Okeechobee, they have 1st through 5th in elementary school, 6th through 8th in middle school, 9th grade on its own, and then 10th through 12th at the high school.
Are you kidding me?
Wow.
I'm supposed to be a junior, so
Why would they do ninth grade on its own, do you think?
I don't know. Yeah.
because it's a freshman, but it's still counted as high school. It's just those other 3 are on the main campus, and freshman has their own school.
I'm
Yeah,
not
see-
really sure. They chose to do that, I'd say about 5 years ago. They started doing it that way.
Maybe a transition, maybe it's a good,
Yeah, but
I
to me, that,
think that's what they were thinking.
yeah.
but to me, that's a lot of expense to have a whole separate building.
I
And then
agree.
teachers
They're
and,
gonna put the freshman campus on the high school soon, but it'll probably be whenever we're on the freshman campus already.
wow. Wow. I mean, with everyone saying, you know, there's not enough teachers and budget, but you know,
We have that problem here. We have more substitute teachers than regular teachers, so.
I heard that.
I'm waiting for the onions and carrots to cook a little bit here.
Sure.
So just to get a little soft. So sorry about that. I should have prepped that a little bit early and I didn't. Do you guys like to cook, Kaylee and Lacey? Do you guys like it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am gonna cook for someone that once they come down from Kentucky, I'm gonna cook them a spaghetti dinner.
Wow. And who is that somebody?
My
It's-
grandma and grandpa, our adopted grandma and grandpa.
Oh,
That's awesome. I love it. What about you, Kaylee?
Bake like kind of cakes, but that's mostly it.
And brownies.
So do you like to bake or you just like to eat?
Bake.
I like to eat it.
Well, so do I. That's
I
half
like
my
to eat too.
problem.
Whenever it was my
Everyone likes to eat, so
whenever it was my 8th birthday, I used to really like the color purple, and I made a cake with my mom, and we put my initials on it, and then we also added sprinkles all the way around the cake, and it was like this like the chocolate
Decoration.
cake or whatever it was.
Yeah. No, that's great. So,
whenever
no, go on.
whenever my mom said that we were gonna be cooking with you, I got excited and I searched up your name and you're famous. Well,
Well, I happen to be famous. I don't feel famous. But I try and keep it real because when you become a mom, for me anyway, and I'm sure it's the same for your mom, It's like that changes your whole focus. And it's like, you got to think about your kids, because who's going to be there for your kids if you're not? So when this whole big TV thing came into our world, that would be, and it's just like you kids, like being on social media. Keep yourself grounded, keep yourself, I don't care what people say about me on the internet. I don't care what other people say, because all I have to worry about is how do I do my best being a mom for my 4 kids with this big element, which is TV, into my world. And that's what you guys should think about. Sorry, Mom, I'm getting on my mom's soapbox.
No, I get it.
You guys should think about, I don't care what your friends say when it's negative, or, oh, you shouldn't be wearing that, or you're fat, or you don't look good, more makeup, or God knows what they say out there. What do you feel about yourself? Because to me, one of the biggest things that you can do for yourself is to like who you are. Because if you don't like who you are, why do you expect all those people to like who you are? And once you like who you are, your natural personality comes out, and you're not going to have the whole world liking you. That is an impossibility. But if you have a few close friends around you, that is the most important thing. And for me to say that I've got 4 adult children who have found 4 wonderful people to marry, who are now raising their own kids and have their feet planted on the ground, but growing up, they had this big element of being, quote, celebrities. I was not a perfect mom, believe me. I feel very proud that they are functioning. They're they're good adults. They're good people. And that, in the long run, is how we should all think about social media and all that. So anyway, Mom, I got on my soapbox, and this is about cooking.
Be true to yourself.
Yes.
That's the best.
Okay, I think she is telling me that these onions and, oh, I forgot to tell you to add a little salt to it,
Okay.
but that's okay. We're winging it. Add a little bit of salt to this. And then I'm gonna add in the 3 cans of tomatoes. Hopefully I don't need to do it. Yeah, if you could add, just make sure you get everything out of the can, you know me. So yeah, we're gonna add in all of the tomatoes. I'm hoping that's what my directions said. And then what I do after that, oh, the garlic, I forgot to have you saute the garlic. Okay, I love having a sous chef. So anyway, so yeah, TV, what can I say? TV, it's given me a wonderful opportunity, but I always reminded myself, and just like social media, girls, social media should not be your first priority. You should be your first priority. And what I tell a lot of young people, and a lot of young people roll their eyes at me, but you know what? That's okay. There's a lot of things that someone cannot take away from you. Your character, your personality, if you have a faith, your faith. But can you think of something else that someone else could not take away from you? It's your education. So you learn as much as you can and you do well. Those should be your priority, besides, what you're posting or listening to on social media.
Absolutely.
You can't turn this off.
So congratulations about Chris.
Okay, thank you. Thank you on that.
He's a good guy.
Okay, Lisa was worried about that I had it on too hot, and I might have had it on too hot. But you've got to let the tomatoes, kind of cook along and help the carrots and onions soften up.
Yes.
I'm going to put a little bit of thyme in here. And even though I said 2 teaspoons. I don't know. Herbs, especially when it comes to fresh herbs, are a tricky thing because some herbs are very powerful, like rosemary is a strong herb to me.
Right, I agree. And thyme, I don't usually like thyme that much either. I still put some in here, but not quite as much as you said because I was scared.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. And I like oregano. I just figured with tomatoes, I don't know, I just want, a little flavor in it. But no, that's perfect. It's so hard when you do these recipes, because like I said, cooking is like, if you don't like thyme, but you like something else, add that.
Right,
Usually it's not going to significantly change the recipe,
right.
And even if you don't want to add the lemon, okay. I just like it because it reminds me of sunshine. It just adds like a little brightness, to it.
Sure.
But that's good to know your thoughts on that and why. Do you like thyme, or you were just thinking it was too much? Do you like Rosanna?
I think it can overpower things
Yes,
a little
okay,
bit. So that's why I didn't quite put as much as you had in it.
okay.
But I also used ground wind because I was afraid that I wouldn't have time to cut everything up. So that was another reason I thought maybe the ground would be stronger than if I had fresh.
Yes.
So I used a smaller amount because of that too.
You know what, with that suggestion, I would too. I would do the same thing. Fresh is a little different than the ground.
Sure.
And yeah, it can overpower it. So I'm gonna actually see how much I just did here. Because I thought 2 teaspoons would be enough.
And fresh thyme is really good in rice. If you do steamed rice, you can just take some of those sprigs of fresh and lay it on top of the rice while you're cooking it. And when it comes out, all the little leaves will come off and you can just pull off
Oh,
the
yeah.
stems. Really good.
You know what? There are so many things you got to think about when a recipe. And I was thinking fresh, 2 teaspoons of fresh without it being chopped up. So you're right, 1 teaspoon may be enough. But I was thinking with the quantity of tomatoes and everything, 2 would be good. So I'm just gonna chop these up and see how much I actually have. Okay, you guys have any questions? Roseanne, Rosanna,
Yes.
what is your favorite thing to make?
I would say my favorite thing to make is risotto.
Really?
I really like it, but it takes me a long time to do it.
And you have to pay attention to it.
Yes, and I love cooking. I just don't have time to do it. I mean, I watched and attended so many Food Network things that I can understand. Like if people are talking about it, I understand it. I can
Yeah.
tell somebody how to cook very well. I'm just not very good at it, unfortunately. Or I
You know
just don't have time. I think that's what it is. I just don't have time.
And I would agree with that. Sometimes doing my cooking things, I feel like I'm always in a rush. And it is true, when you can't like breathe while you're doing it,
Sure.
and but you're like all running all over the place. I agree. Sometimes you miss it, or you don't allow things to incorporate their flavor long enough, or cook long enough, or you cook it too fast. And so I would agree with that. Do you work out of the home or do you go in the office?
No, I go into an office. I'm a paralegal and an office administrator, a law office administrator. So I work 70 hours a week. So
Wow,
you know,
that is a lot. Why is that? Because deadlines?
deadlines. Yeah, I have so much work and I work in a firm that's a smaller firm. So we take on every case. Most law offices specialize in one type of law. We do everything. We do criminal, we do family, we do personal injury. We do a
Wow.
lot of stuff.
Wow.
So that's why we have to do so many things and I have to work so much because we do so many different areas of law.
Do you wish you had an assistant?
I do have an assistant, but it's
Oh,
still not enough
yeah.
because they do
Yeah.
everything. I do all the law office administrative stuff and the paralegal stuff.
Wow. That, yeah, that is 2 tablespoons, 2 teaspoons. I'm just gonna put this in. I just did 2 teaspoons of paprika. I just like paprika. It just, you know, I don't know, it just adds stuff. Okay, boy, I did chives and all this stuff in here. Come on, man. Look at that. I can't even remember my own recipe. That's crazy. I'm gonna chop up some chives and save some for the cheese. I decided to do that kind of, instead of the hassle of a grilled cheese multiple, I just thought doing a bruschetta type of thing would be good.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
You know, just kind of something that complements it without being totally overfilling.
Right, because grilled cheese, I mean, that is quite filling and quite, when you're trying to watch your weight, quite, you know, because of course you want to use a lot more butter than you probably should when you're making.
Oh, yeah. Well, the other thing is, to me, like for me anyway, tomato soup and grilled cheese, they just go together.
Right, they do.
And I just like love it. So I wanted to do something that was a little less, but still gave you that. It's one of the reasons why I don't make macaroni and cheese all the time. I could eat the whole thing.
I know.
I mean, I love macaroni and cheese. So with you working so much, what are your girls doing? Are they able to come home?
Yeah, they are. They're able to. The bus is right outside, so they help me a lot.
Well, good, but
yeah.
they don't need a sitter, do they?
They don't, no. They're 15 and 11. And then we have a 14-year-old son. And then
Oh,
I have a 29-year-old son, a 21-year-old son. And then
What?
yes. And 4 grandchildren.
Oh my
10-year,
goodness.
an 11-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 3-year-old grandchild.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I ask you how old you are?
Yes, 48.
What?
Yes. I had my 29-year-old when I was 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know why I say wow. It's so funny because on my side of
And their father just turned 18 when we had him. So I might have been 19 when I had him. 19 when I had him.
wow.
And he just turned 18. So we were quite young when we had him.
Yeah, yeah.
But we have 4 beautiful grandchildren because of it. So
No, that's awesome. Are they all doing okay?
yeah, they're all doing great. Yeah.
Well, awesome.
But the younger kids though, I don't think sometimes they enjoy being called aunt and uncle when they're only 15, 14, and 11.
Oh, yeah, that is true. I'm putting tomato paste in with it.
Yeah, I think that did add nice tomato flavor to it.
I taste it.
I think it does, but you know, I mean, you don't want to say to your recipe, okay, this is the version that I do, but you don't have to add this, you don't have that, it just gets too complicated. I mean, I'm just hoping that people, most people who can read a recipe and come to cooking will understand it in a way that you can adjust it.
Sure.
There are some people that, you know, go very exact and
Broth in there now or later?
That's not Rosanna.
yeah. Pardon?
That's not Rosanna. She won't go exactly. She'll do something else with what it says.
To me, a recipe is an idea.
Sure.
It gives me an idea of this, but I'm like, okay, I understand, you know, the concept like banana bread or whatever. But like most cookies and most breads, most of the time, not all the time, I always toast my nuts because it just brings out more of the flavor of that nut.
Yes.
And it's not so soft. I don't know. I just like a slightly toasted nut going into my cookies or on top, or even in strudel or something like that. I mean, obviously I'm not going to do it when I make pesto, but most things, depending, is what I'll do. We're gonna do, let's do 3 cups of what I said. Hopefully that'll fit in this pot. Here.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I know, it's like, well, you know what? I debated on this recipe whether to take back on a can of tomatoes. Because again, it's like, if you're doing this recipe and you only have 2 people, then cut the recipe in half. 'Cause
Sure.
It takes a lot.
It does. But I have 5 people in the house, and then usually we have a straggler, that comes in. So I usually have 6 to 7.
Yeah. How many things did you actually? Okay, that's fine. My pot is overflowing.
Am I quite didn't? I thought it was. Now, when I add the cream and stuff and I immersion blend it, I think it might, but right now it's not too bad.
Okay.
So I like the part of where you added the tomato paste, because a lot of other recipes I've done in the past had you add it after you've cooked it some.
Oh, really?
What
That's-
made you add it at that section of the recipe? Do you think it just cooks in better that way, or?
I would.
I think, especially with this recipe, a lot of times they will cook your tomato paste depending on your sauce first and then add all the ingredients. But because this is more of a tomato soup or something like that, I think it's best to incorporate the tomato paste with all of the other ingredients than to add it later. Because I don't think it'll have time to incorporate in
Yeah.
itself. And you want it to all just flow together. That is my thought on it.
And I do think that it worked much better, and it gave a lot more flavor at the beginning because of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I do
like
too.
spaghetti sauce, I would never put the paste in at the end. I'd want to incorporate it so it kind of all fuses together.
Okay, I gotta have this cooking. My oven's a little broken and I gotta maneuver.
Oh, for stove top.
Yes, I should have gotten a bigger pot for this. Okay, let's see. I added in my tomatoes, tomato paste, roasted pepper, garlic, onion. Did we add the garlic in there?
Yes, I did.
Carrots, why don't we put it in a separate
Yep.
pan? Pepper, I added the red pepper flake. No, you don't have to add the red pepper flakes, but sometimes I like a little spicier, thing.
I added just a few because I was sort of scared.
Yeah.
But I might add more after I'm towards the end. Would that be okay? Or is that something I should only do at the beginning?
Well, I think it's best to use it in the beginning, but I wouldn't add it at the very end. Because
Okay.
I don't think the red pepper flakes have a time to incorporate itself throughout the whole sauce. And if you get one of those red pepper flakes
Bite it, yeah.
and you bite it, if your immersion blender didn't, blend it up well enough, it can be hot for somebody. I didn't add brown sugar, did I?
No.
I,
You need brown
yeah, can you go get it from the pantry? Okay, we're almost done here. Okay, yeah, the heavy cream is for when you serve it. Or if you want a creamier.
Right. And I'm probably gonna add some of that. I haven't got to that point yet, but I think I will add some.
1 tablespoon. Oh, yeah, that's plenty. Yeah, 1 tablespoon. You can stir that around a little bit. That'd be great. Okay, we are gonna let that sit and cook for a little bit. It's probably not, I should have, again, when I write up these recipes and I cook it with people, I'm like, okay, a mistake here, a mistake here. I should have incorporated in the recipe. I think it's best to simmer it for maybe 30 minutes. You can do it in an hour, just so all the flavors really have a chance to incorporate themselves with each other, especially after you use your immersion blender.
Right.
So we're gonna go ahead with these little grilled cheese sandwiches. So you can add that. And, oh yeah, that's right, heavy cream into it.
Salt, you didn't put salt.
No, pepper.
Right, but didn't it say salt and pepper?
Didn't I do salt? I thought I did salt.
I don't remember salt.
I thought I did salt. Hey, the sous chef is arguing with the chef. You did I put the salt in or not?
Have you ever made sushi?
No, I have not.
I had.
But I made these spring rolls. I loved it. Oh my
Yeah, that
God,
sounds
I
good.
love spring rolls.
We love Japanese type, Chinese type foods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was pregnant with my kids or maybe my twins or something like that. And I either had curry before I was pregnant or curry when I was pregnant. But after that, I avoided curry and all that food like the plague. And so I'm now just slowly incorporating some of those like Thai and curry dishes in, because I'm like, okay, am I not gonna like this? So I really like the butter chicken recipe that I have out there, and
So good.
I think I did one other, but I'm gonna try and I really, especially not having kids around, I
Sure.
really like the bowl dishes, like your little steak, your rice, and stuff
Oh,
like
a grain
that.
bowl, a grain bowl.
Yeah, like a grain
Yeah,
bowl
yeah.
or a rice bowl or sometimes a noodle bowl. Cause I made that one tuna thing. And it's so funny because my daughter, I made something like that for her when she was here visiting last. And she's like, hey, Mom, what was that recipe again? I'm like, well, you can go to the site and find it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. She couldn't find
Maybe
it or
that's from her
something.
mom.
So I had it on my phone, and so I forwarded to her, but I thought that was so neat
That's nice.
because my daughter is very much into, it's not that she avoids meat, but she just doesn't have it every day. I am married to an Idaho guy, meat and potatoes every night. Hey, there's so many vegetables out there. No,
Right.
no. So I'm gonna try and do some non-meat dishes, but they'll probably just be for me, but the recipe will be like for several people. Like, I don't know, is that salad out yet? The eggplant salad? Pan
I
roasted?
think we're waiting for something maybe on it. I don't know, picture.
Certainly, I made it with Donna.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well,
Check on-
there's a recipe that may be coming. It's eggplant. I love eggplant. So many
I do
people,
too.
but I love it. So I made like this eggplant salad
It was so good.
and just that earthy roasted. I don't know. It was fabulous. Well, let's get going with the bread here. And this is what I'm calling like, the slices of bread. Whoa.
Okay, so that's how ours started out. But we cut them in half because we thought they should be smaller. So that's kind of how ours turned out.
Okay, that's good. That's fine. Sometimes when you think about a grilled cheese sandwich, you do cut that in half. Like probably if I had this, you could cut it in half. I like this bread, these types of bread, because they're hearty, they're sturdy. And sometimes grilled cheese, you're making it with a somewhat softer bread.
Sure.
And that sometimes the cheese,
Yeah.
and stuff. So we're gonna give it a try.
It doesn't get soggy.
Can you hand me that piece of bread there?
Mhm.
So Lisa, if you could watch this for me.
Two things that I want to be when I grow up is either a teacher. I mean, three things: a teacher, a RN, or a singer.
Or
A singer. Oh, you know what? I always wanted to be a singer too. Oh, I
I-
recall I would call
The
that,
next competition that I think that I might be going to on American Idol is on
Really?
October 18th, 2023 in Texas.
Wow.
Ooh, and you're
okay,
preparing for that now?
Yeah, I've been singing since I was little. So, and I'm 15 now, so I've been singing since I was maybe 5 or 6.
Wow.
okay, I want you to do something. Would you do something for me?
Yeah.
As Lisa can still listen, but she's gonna graciously watch. Hang on. So you gotta flip them
I'm
over, but
sorry.
I'm gonna oil them right now.
I can do that while
I want you to sing something.
you're, yeah.
Would you be willing? Can you sing a cappella? You know what that means?
Sorry, somebody's at the door. I need to go
Oh,
see.
okay,
who it is.
sorry.
Acapella.
Yes, just sing without music.
I have to see the lyrics, but other than that, yeah.
Okay, do it. I want to hear you because you know what?
What's your favorite?
This will
song?
go all over my social media. And we'll put, I'll tell my people, well, there's only 2 other people, but I'll tell my people to say your name and that your hope is to go on to American Idol. You know, the one show I really like is The Voice. But anyway, I want to hear you sing. I think that's great. That is a worthy, and you know what, for you to want to do that, and okay, maybe you will be picked, maybe not. But just to
Fine.
do it, it's such an experience, and what a story, and what a memory. So do you feel up to that? Would you do that?
Could I get my karaoke machine?
I don't care what you did. I'd love just to hear you sing.
You don't need to give your karaoke machine.
Rosanna, what are some of your dreams?
Oh, she's gonna sing.
Oh, sorry. I thought she was gonna go get this stuff and it was gonna take them long.
John, I've always wanted to be a lawyer, but you know,
Yeah.
it was really hard having, you know, a lot of kids and stuff. That was more important than, you know,
But you know what? You're making
my dreams. You know, I'm able to do the paralegal, the office administrator, so it's just as good as being, you know, a lawyer. So I'm okay with that. Family's the most important thing, so.
absolutely, but hopefully with a little less stress. I don't
Yeah.
know,
Yes.
you know, because going into those courtrooms, man, ugh, that's scary.
I get to do that a lot with him, but I don't have to stand up in front of the judge, so that's good.
You ready?
I am. I can't wait to hear you.
Used to be your baby, used to be your lady, thought you were the perfect clever. All the harmony went falling out of key, so now you gotta find another. Now you're talking crazy, saying that you made me like I was your Cinderella. You and me right through though, watch me hit it solo, I'm gonna do it a cappella. Yeah.
You know what? No, that is great. That was wonderful to hear because I
love
know if you're not used to singing a cappella, that is hard because you're so used with the music behind you. So that was wonderful. I am so glad you did that. Thank you. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
That was great. So
Bravo.
awesome. You know, my sister, Rosanna, my sister is a paralegal, and she probably would have made a good lawyer too. But you know, life life happens, and that's okay. And sometimes I think that if you can do a version of your dream, hopefully that's okay as well, you know.
Absolutely. Having the kids and, you know, family is the most important thing, so.
Yeah. Well, like I tell my youngest son, no, not my youngest son, oh my gosh, one of my twin boys, Zachary, you know, he always wanted to be a soccer coach. I thought you had the oven door open. It'll
No.
take a moment.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Yeah, it'll take a moment. But he always wanted to be a soccer coach. No, a soccer player. You
Right.
know, MLS and all that. And, you know, how do you tell a kid the likelihood of that happening is probably going to be almost nil.
Right.
But could it happen? Absolutely. But you
Yeah.
don't want to deflate that dream. So what I said, but you know what? Don't limit yourself just to being a soccer player. You could be a coach, you can be an assistant coach, you could go into sports management, you could be something else on the team. So you can still be a part of it. But that one ultimate dream, okay, so you may not be able to do that, but you have the love of the game. You have so much more to offer to soccer than just that. He makes a great coach. Wonderful.
Sure.
coach.
And he seems to love it so much. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, like you know, it's like, unfortunately, maybe not a lawyer, but you're making such a difference. You're in an environment that still, you know, does all of that. And sometimes it's like so much more behind the scenes kind of stuff,
Sure.
you know? Okay.
Stevie Wonder.
This is really interesting.
Like the brown.
Yeah, keep it there. I am going to make this ricotta. Oh, what was that? Oh, what was that?
We're just chatting.
I forgot that this was going on YouTube.
That's great though, isn't it? Is that okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you really don't, I'm sure we could cut that part out.
It's okay. At least I'll be famous.
At least for a moment. Okay, I'm adding my ricotta cheese. I picked ricotta cheese because it's still soft, but it is kind of thick. Parm, I'm gonna add a little bit of my parm. Yeah, half a cup. I think it's a half a cup, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, there's about a half a cup.
I think you put a cup and a half.
Uh-huh.
Oh, 2 cups. Yeah, 2 cups of ricotta cheese, a half a cup of parm.
Well, we put a lot more parm.
That's
So,
okay.
You can't go wrong with parm.
no, I agree. I agree.
Have you watched America's Got Talent? The guy that talks about he wants this Parmesan cheese.
I haven't watched it
Oh
lately.
my gosh.
Wait a minute, he wants it Parmesan cheese? What does
He's
that
a
mean?
singer, and
Yeah.
his whole gig was he talks about his Parmesan cheese and
Oh, that's funny.
Wow.
and it sticks with you, right? Because I just remembered it.
Okay, I'm gonna cut up my chives.
I made the little sauce thingy.
Yeah, she helped me a lot with that recipe there.
I got home and I got
With the like grilled 3 cheese.
Yeah,
I helped
Yes.
with almost everything, yeah.
yeah.
Well,
She pretty much-
good.
Yeah.
I pretty much made the grilled cheese.
Well, I don't know. To me, it's such a great compliment. Not a compliment, an accompaniment to I don't know, to tomato soup. And maybe I'm going back to my, you know, childhood or something. But
No,
I
it is.
just really like it. I got a new puppy,
Oh, great.
a rescue.
Guy.
The thing is, a rescue dog isn't really potty trained unless they've been fostered.
Right.
I think there's a
She's toasting the bread. You don't know how many times I've burnt bread because you put it in the oven and you're doing other things.
Right.
I've had to throw so much away because of that.
I have a bad habit of burning garlic bread with the spaghetti.
oh,
Or sometimes when you're making pie or a crisp or something, you're like, okay, yeah, I know it's done, but I want my crisp to be just a little bit more.
Sure.
And I didn't add oh yeah, I did do garlic in this. Okay, here's a garlic clove. I like using fresh garlic, but again, you know, someone wants to use garlic powder, that's fine too. It's so hard to make a recipe And, you know, people are very recipe orientated, which they should be, but they go by exact. Because don't be afraid. I mean, don't turn away from a recipe because it has an ingredient in it that you don't like.
Right.
For the time, you could
Well,
probably not include it.
I tried to be time sufficient when I bought the stuff for everything that you were making. So I bought the minced garlic that was already minced in the thing because I thought it would be, so I took a little less because I wasn't sure if that would be more powerful than a fresh one, so,
Sometimes I think it may be
yeah,
because it's sitting in the juice too. And that garlic has already been a little roasted.
sure.
And so it could be, yeah. But you know, when I was raising kids, pasta was my friend. Pasta. And you know, nowadays, because I don't know how prevalent it was when I was first raising my kids. Maybe you could remember because you got older ones too. Rotisserie chicken.
Right,
I mean, families, for the most part, you can buy one of those for like $6 or something.
right,
And you could make enchiladas, you can make a chicken casserole, you could, I mean, those go far on a
Sure.
budget.
right.
And whether it be pasta or rice or something. Okay, did I add all of this?
I watched it.
Parsley, chives, and shallot, I think, is in here.
Yeah.
Garlic, hot paprika. Okay, let's just add a little bit of that just because. I don't
You
know.
like it?
Yeah. Cause I like it.
I like paprika too.
Smoky paprika, right?
Okay, is the bread done?
Yes.
Okay. So I got a little parm, I've got a little ricotta, and I wasn't sure what people would like, but I'm gonna use the Colby Jack on top
Yeah, I did the Colby Jack too.
instead of just cheddar. Oh, I don't think I added the shallot. Did I have the shallot? Oh, boy. I don't know. They were still in this dish.
Oh, yeah.
Is your YouTube channel Amy Roloff Little Kitchen?
Yes. Okay. Okay, our bread is done, right?
All this food is so tempting.
Right?
All this food is so tempting.
Oh, listen, it's one of the reasons, you know, because I always tell Lisa, if you want to come, you know, during this cooking with Amy and some other stuff that we do, I say, great, come. But you don't have to, because I feel so bad that she's got to come so far away.
Right.
It's not that far.
Well, I'm glad you were able to join today.
Yeah. You know, just even for work commuting or it's not
Okay,
that-
what I want you to do here is to add. Yeah. Whoa.
Mind if I tease you?
Pardon?
Do you mind if I tease you?
Mind if I what?
If she wouldn't have came, you would have burned the bread.
Oh, if I didn't have Lisa here, I would have burned the bread, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tell you the truth, I think I need a little more ricotta cheese. Unless I'm layering it too thick.
that one's a little. Give it a little, you have more to add, right?
Well, I know, but
More
it's like I
cheese.
want stuff.
I know, but look, we have more stuff to add.
Okay, that's okay.
That's why we're friends. We're like, okay, this, that,
Right.
let's do this.
Homecoming dance is coming up.
Really?
Ooh,
Yeah.
fun.
The only
Okay.
bad thing is school is gonna be closed Wednesday and Thursday, and we're thinking they may cancel the dance because of the hurricane.
Oh,
Oh, man. But you know, they just may postpone it,
Yeah,
you know? So
right.
homecoming dance. Do you want a boy to ask you, or do you just go with your friends?
I've already had several boys ask me to homecoming.
Wow.
And did you pick one?
No, but I did say yes to my crush.
Oh, your crush?
Wow.
Ooh.
And what is that
He's
person?
never going as friends. He don't like me in that way.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's a tough one, but you know what? Don't rush that process.
And I'm also going with my my girlfriends. That's what we call them.
Well, yeah, girlfriends, your friend that's a girl.
Yeah, and my boyfriends.
your boy, and then you go friends.
Yeah.
I know we have to keep up on this. Things change.
Oh, when I taught preschool, which I absolutely loved. I thought, oh my gosh, I gotta watch some of these shows so that I could know what these kids are watching,
Right.
because it was so different than, you know, what I allowed my kids. Oh yeah, you could have cheese. Yeah.
Top it. I'll do
Oh, I thought you were gonna do it as I did it.
it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You were all over the
Here,
place.
you do a couple with just the cheddar.
Yours is looking better than ours.
Well, I
We're
don't
gonna
know.
add some more cheese to ours because you are adding more.
She slathered it on me.
Well, I don't
Yeah.
know. You're gonna
And
have.
I was thinking about that too, but we were rushing too, because we
Yeah.
wanted to make sure we were done.
But we didn't know you were gonna cook it too.
Yeah. You might have to explain that stuff a little better, or in a way that people get it. Because to me, it doesn't matter whether people cook it ahead of time or with me, or just want to sit and watch. I'm all about, you know, what works for you.
Have you
Right.
seen
I was
some of-
afraid that I would get a little nervous, so I wanted to be able to talk to you about it. So that's why we did it before, so we know
Yeah.
Yeah.
what it was to cook it and everything.
Yes.
Have you watched some of our cooking videos before?
I have, yeah, they're great.
Okay, cool.
Whoa.
Okay.
I was very thrilled that you guys picked us to do this. We appreciate it.
Oh, listen, I'm more appreciative that you guys even wanted to do it. Okay.
Whenever Rosanna told me whenever I was at school that we were gonna be on your show, I couldn't wait to get home.
Oh, good. Well, you know, it's always tough because, you know, we pick a time, obviously. Not that just works for us, but.
That
um,
worked for us too.
Yeah.
But we can't accommodate everyone with the different time changes.
Sure.
Okay, you know what? I'm hungry too.
Yeah, all this food is so tempting.
Even if I wanted to put more chicken broth to the soup, I wouldn't be able to because it's almost overflowing. I'm gonna take my American blender. And let's do this. I can bring it here. And it doesn't necessarily have to be on the stove.
Oh my gosh, how are you even gonna get it from the pot to the? I can do it. Okay, it is like overflowing almost, just,
I should really make people have a stock pot,
yeah.
or that it makes a lot.
Oh, you did it.
Of course. I love this thing. This is like the greatest tool. And I was sitting on, I was standing on the floor, but I might have to stand on a stool.
Right.
Are you using yours? Or you?
No, not yet. I'm gonna wait because I'm afraid it's gonna go everywhere.
Oh, look, it's not. She's doing a good
Well,
job.
you know, you take it easy for, you know, the first couple of times. And then I make it go up and down a little bit. Oh, don't tell me.
No, they're good. Oh, God.
A little
Okay.
more?
Tiny bit. Woo, I almost burned the toes.
Do you think you could, go out and get a few more chives,
Uh-huh.
please?
That's what I'm doing. No, no, no.
Oh, what?
I need to get the toast out right after that.
And to me, it's like you blend however smooth you want it.
Right, sure.
You know, I don't mind having what I would call rustic, a few chunks in it and, you know, stuff like that. And I'm hoping, because Lacey, you like a little spice, that this is a little spicier with the roasted red peppers. And we added in the hot paprika and a little bit of the red, I think we added Well, maybe just paprika, and a little bit of the red pepper flakes.
Or put a little bit of dash of hot sauce in it.
Yeah, you know what? That's awesome. Because the one thing I did not do to this was add in a little bit of cream. And the reason I do that is because I wanted to like mellow out just a little bit.
Sure.
Hot.
Ow, that is hot. Sometimes
You want the,
That looks good.
with the burner? still
Yes.
on? Okay.
so, yes, this will take a moment. But to me, it is a lot better than doing several batches in a blender.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd rather have the chunky.
Can you give me that spoon there? Yeah, that was so fine. I'm just gonna see how, yeah, see, I like this.
Yeah, the consistency looks good.
Because you want your soup, a little runny. You don't want to feel like you're eating sauce.
Right. I like runnier type soups and chilies.
Yeah. Okay, I think that is it. I don't know what to tell you here, but I'm gonna do my best. I mean, oh, you can't really see that.
Oh, that looks good.
I
does
love
look
the
good.
texture.
I like the texture, yeah.
Mm.
Are you gonna add cream, you think, still?
Yes, I'm gonna add a little bit of cream to
Cause
this.
it's a little tangy.
And that's okay, but you
Mhm.
want it like palatable. You don't want to feel forced that you got it like dip something in it.
Right, right.
So I'm just gonna add in, yeah, quarter, half a cup. And I'll put this on the stove again.
Oh,
Just so-
that's creamy good.
And it does have a little heat to it.
Whoa.
Right,
some
so
of
the
that-
lemon juice, are you gonna add that towards the end?
I already did.
Oh, okay.
I did go ahead and add in a little bit of that.
Before you immersion blended it?
Yep,
Yeah,
Okay.
because again, I wanted the lemon juice to be incorporated.
Sure.
To like it be like in there already once you
Yep.
mash it up, because it'll stir it up.
And I just added a little bit of, maybe a quarter cup, half a cup, maybe. Oops, sorry.
bless me with sauce.
But I didn't want to add too much of the cream because
Sure.
then
There goes the taste tester.
it's like making cream
Oh,
soup.
yeah.
Is it good?
It's so good. Oh my gosh. That cream just gave it kind of another layer
Yeah.
and not so tangy, but it's not like sweet creamy
Sure.
either. Oh
Okay,
my
I'm
gosh.
just gonna put this on back on the oven for just a
Mm.
sec.
Or the stove.
Oh, yeah, on the stove, sorry. Oh, can I have the chives, please? Oh, where's that knife? Because the grilled cheese looks a little bare to me,
Where she has the chives.
and the chives will probably roll right off the cheese because it's melted.
I think it'd be good, though. I think that's a good addition to it.
Put it back.
I would put the chives like once you before you melt the cheese. I would put the chives like in between the cheese and the grilled cheese, and then
No,
melt
it's
it.
more of a like a topper.
Yeah, I was just
A garnish.
Yes, that's the word. Yes.
that's just what I was thinking. Like you put it like in between the cheese and bread.
Yes, well, I had some of the chives, and that's what,
And,
Personally, add it on top of the cheese.
here goes soup. Platter plate. Sorry, I had to help Lisa in my pantry.
no problem.
Here, can you place some of those over here, please? So I'm gonna get out some bowls here.
I put like the soup in there.
Mhm.
So fancy.
Fancy.
Well, I like different styles of white dishes. So this is how mine turned out. Can you see that?
Oh, wow, nice.
And then I'm going to attempt, because, you know, you gotta make stuff presentable.
Sure.
There
Just
you
to put
go.
a few little chives on it. Oops.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Parsley. We're gonna put parsley on it.
You know,
Yeah.
parsley's good too. If I said parsley, I would probably just do chives just because it's a little nicer looking as a garnish. Sorry, I'm trying to clean up this mess.
Yeah,
You're okay.
tomato gets everywhere.
Normally, I clean up this stuff later, but since, you know, we only have this and that. And to me, if you do like to drink or have an occasional drink, I think a good light red wine, a Pinot Noir would go good with this.
It would.
Or water's fine too. Because I think it'd complement it, because I think tomato roasted pepper soup here is a rich, hearty soup. And tomatoes is usually used in pasta and your heartier dishes, and red wine just seems to complement it well. But
It's
I'm also a big fan. You drink whatever you want to drink.
right?
Yeah. Okay, so I still got chives, right? Yes, I
Yes.
do.
And
Look at what we're gonna do to the soup.
Do you want sour cream on it?
Yep, I've got to do that because I want to show people.
So we have yummy products here in Oregon. They're called Tillamook. I don't know if you've seen them on the East Coast, but Tillamook has great like dairy products, cheese.
Well, I'm a fan of using local.
Mhm. I almost sat in that tomato sauce. How did tomato sauce get on my chair?
Probably because of the immersion blender and I overstuffed my thing. I'm gonna get a ladle. All right, here, could you
Mhm.
fill this up?
Yep.
It might be big enough bowl, but just fill it up. Okay,
Now time to eat.
I know, you guys, I'm so sorry yours isn't quite done, but
That's okay. We have to wait for, everyone to get here, the rest of the family, so.
Yeah.
I want to taste a bite of this now.
Oh, that looks good.
You want that
Mm.
much? That's a lot.
Well, that's a little too much.
How did the bread hold up?
Hold on.
She's so funny.
I'll put not enough and she'll go, that's not enough to eat. And then I fill the bowl because she's
Well,
like,
I just didn't want you
Fill
to
the
do
bowl.
that. Hang on.
okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, but I like these. These are, it's just like a large appetizer thing.
Sure.
You know? And to me, it's got flavor. I hope you enjoy it, but it doesn't feel as heavy or like you're having another meal with the soup, like a grilled
Exactly.
maybe.
Right.
And I did my rustic tomato soup recipe for a soup night with a bunch of
Yeah.
people.
Mhm.
And I made these, I think 3 varieties of grilled cheese, because I use blue cheese, other things.
Yeah.
But I definitely cut the sandwiches in half or quartered so that people could try and, stuff like that. And I think that made it easier, but
Mm. Do you want a little dog?
I loved it. Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Just dip the bread into your tomato soup.
Yeah, see? You can even do that. Look at that. Mm,
Amy's a foodie.
that or I'm
She
hungry.
loves food.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Yeah, we love food too.
Okay.
So this is kind of what I do for sour cream. Or if sour cream is too thick, here. If sour cream is too thick, you can also add just cream
I love
to it,
sour cream.
or a little bit of creme fraiche.
A dollop.
Just a dollop.
Oh,
That wasn't a good, hang on, that wasn't a good dollop. Gotta have like a little mound or something. There we go. Can you take a picture of this, please?
Mhm.
Oh, here.
It's sideways.
Hang on. Get that? Sorry, we gotta take a picture if we can.
Absolutely.
And get one, yes, of these separate.
She's like my bread now.
There we go. Okay, I'm tasting the soup.
3 times a day.
You're getting your bread out now?
Or are you getting your bread out now? Is that what she said?
No,
Oh.
she was talking to Kaylee about
Oh.
something else.
And you can
No, like,
always,
uh,
and if you want, you can twirl the sour cream around in your soup, but here.
Yeah, that looks good.
Let's see, take it.
Oh, Jen.
Kaylee said, hello again.
Oh, you came back.
Sorry, I didn't feel like good.
No, Kaylee, I'm just joking. That's perfectly fine. You know, this is, you know, we've been on for, you know,
About 2 hours.
an hour, yeah,
2 hours.
an hour and a half, right?
1:30. Yeah, hour.
An hour and a half. What you doing?
from 4:05 to 5:35.
5:35. We can enjoy some soup.
Man, there's something. in this.
Anything you would change or?
No, you know what? I mean, if you want a tomato soup, this tastes tomato.
Sure.
But I love that the roasted pepper, I would still probably add 2 jars of roasted pepper, but it definitely has a little bit of bite, but it might be because of, instead of just paprika, I added hot paprika, but also the few crushed red pepper flakes I
Right.
added into this. But if you don't like that little hint of a spice, then, you know, delete it. But I like it. It's
good. It has
it's a
lots of
rich
flavors.
soup. And it's not a creamy one, but yeah, do you like
I
it?
love it.
Okay, you're gonna
I
have
can
one of
taste
these.
I can taste the peppers in here too.
Mm,
The roasted peppers. I don't know if I'd go more roasted pepper. It's good.
you think?
Yeah. I'm gonna dip mine.
No, you have to try it plain. You really do. This is like really good.
So good. Wow.
I would like to dip it too. That's probably what I would do, Lisa.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of made you know, like this, you can bite it, you can still dip it. And the cheese and everything doesn't, you know, come off or anything like that. So to me, you still have options. But I was hoping that it didn't feel overwhelming with the
Yeah.
you know, the grilled 3 cheese
With the
bruschetta.
ricotta in there, it's so
Yeah.
mellow. It's just hearty.
It's just got a little different depth
Yeah, I
or
love it.
something.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, good job, man.
Well, you guys, thank you for joining me. I so
Thank you so
appreciate it.
much.
Lacey and Katie.
Yeah, Lacey. I always want to call you Sarah. I have no idea why. But Lacey, thank you so much for hanging in there and being a part of this with your mom.
Yeah.
And Kaylee or Kylie?
Kaylee.
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 Is it with a K?
Yes.
Yeah. So Kaylee, you know, I know she's not there, but thank her also for, you know, just stepping in and hanging in there. Rosanna, my goodness. you've got to be, you know, with all of those kids, even if some of them are adults, you've got younger ones at home, and, you know, just looking at, Lacey, I mean, you're raising great kids, so I commend you on that. Big
I
kudos.
appreciate it. Thank you,
And-
Bob.
Well, you're
Very nice to
working
meet you.
hard, you're working hard, and, you know, you're just doing, you know, what you can, and so, yeah,
And
so
good
big
luck
kudos
on
to
your
you.
singing career.
Yeah. You know what,
Look at
Lacey,
your singing career, they said.
Thank you.
but Lacey, just enjoy the moment, just enjoy it. And take what you can from it, learn from it. If you move on, absolutely fabulous. But even if you don't, it's like the fact that you did it
Yeah, you tried.
is big, huge kudos in my book. So you're awesome. So thank you guys again. And Rosanna, any ideas or any other thing with cooking or any tips that you have? Hey, listen, I am an open book. I would love to hear it.
Yeah.
So, thank you.
I will reach out to you in February.
Yeah, and we're gonna send you guys aprons like ours for participating. So look for those to come in the mail. And I'm gonna
Awesome.
take a picture real quick of everybody. Let me get closer.
No, you don't. You just have to zoom in.
I know,
With your
but-
camera.
Here, you do it.
What am I gonna do with this girl?
Oh,
Okay, hang on. Oops, okay. There we go.
okay.
Anyway,
Alright.
thank you guys again.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
appreciate it.
And you're
Nice
good
meeting you,
luck.
Amy and Lisa. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
And any changes you think I should make to this, I'd love to hear it.
Yep,
Awesome. I think it was a great recipe. We enjoyed making it. Thank you.
Good.
welcome.
Okay, take care, you guys. Be safe during the hurricane. I hope you guys all stay okay and all of Florida. So thank
Thank
you.
We appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, we just got done doing a Cooking with Amy segment. Wonderful family. She's got like 6 kids or something. And some are older, already married, some are younger. Anyway, she's from Florida, so we're wishing her all the best, because right now, when you see this video, it'll be later, but right now they're going through the big hurricane in Florida. But we did the tomato and roasted pepper soup,
Amazing.
along with the grilled three cheese bruschetta bread. You guys, if you want to do something that substitute a grilled cheese sandwich, I love these. These turned out great.
So good, so good.
And this is a version of my rustic tomato soup that you can find over there at Amy Roloff's little kitchen. I just modified it a little bit in order to add the roasted peppers. So like a lot of these recipes, make them your own. You can follow the recipe. If you don't like a certain ingredient, it's not going to majorly change the whole recipe. You just may not get that certain flavor incorporated in it. So, you know, this is a little dollop of sour cream. But Lisa and
Delicious.
I mean, did you like
Oh
it?
my gosh, it was so
And I
good.
love this version.
I
It
love
has a little more spice, I think, to
Yeah,
it.
but it's not like spicy. It just
No.
has that flavor.
Yeah.
That roasted pepper flavor is
Yeah.
just amazing.
So I really liked it.
Yes. And don't forget to subscribe, and you can be chosen as
Subscribe to what?
one to our Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen.
YouTube.
Woo!
I would so appreciate that too.
Because that's where we're picking our participants. So
Oh,
if
yeah?
you want to be on this cooking show,
Okay.
you have a chance to do that if you subscribe.
And we say a cooking show, and really what Cooking with Amy is all about, I can make the whole recipe in front of you and you can just watch and we can chit chat. If you want to make it along with me, absolutely perfect, wonderful, I would love it. If you went ahead and made it ahead of time and are eating it, you know, as I make it, throw your ideas, or, you know, oh, I would have done this, or I changed this up to do that. You know, I look at this as a collaboration. I'm not a professional chef, but I have been cooking for a long time and I just totally enjoy it. And I learned from you guys, and I'm hoping you guys learned something from me. or a different idea to cook a meal to cook for your
I
family.
learn
So
every time I'm with you. I
Yeah.
learn. And now I'm motivated to make this. It's
Yeah, oh,
so
I hope
good.
so.
Oh my God.
So cooking with Amy is about having fun in your kitchen so that you can gather around your table with friends or family. So anyway, I hope you keep watching. Tell your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we continue to work on bringing other things to that subscription. So thank you so much for joining and watching. And I'm so grateful for Lisa being my sous chef and traveling to come over here and be with me to do this. But I'm also I'm also very appreciative of you guys watching as well. So take care and enjoy being in your kitchen. Bye.